Hello, everybody. Thanks for attending the Say This, Not That workshop for coaches. I'm excited to have you here with us today or joining us via the replay. Very excited. I wonder if you've ever experienced or had the experience like I have of sitting in a networking group or being on a virtual networking group, hearing somebody explain what it is that they're doing, that they do. Maybe it's a financial coach or a financial planner. Maybe it's a weight loss coach. And they're explaining what it is that they do. And you're sitting there going, yeah, I got that problem. Yeah. Yeah. I should really want this. I should want to do this, but I don't. You have the experience in the room of wanting to want to, but you just don't want to. The problem that you experienced on the consumer end, the client end of that, was that their marketing wasn't connecting with you. It was a problem you had. It was a problem you wanted a solution to, but you just couldn't find your way to wanting their solution. Your clients are sitting in those rooms, browsing your social media, going to your website, and they're going, yeah, I should really want this, but I don't. And we need to change that so that you can create a steady stream of clients into your business so that they just show up excited and ready because they want what it is that you do. And it's not by improving what you do or how you do it. It's not another certification you need. It's not another skill set. It's none of that. What it comes down to for most coaches is that right now, in their languaging, in how they describe what it is that they do, there are little habits that push them away instead of pull them in, that are repelling your clients instead of attracting them. Today, we're going to talk about 3 of those habits and how you can change them. Because there's things you're saying right now that just aren't working. To introduce myself, I'm Laura Hulleman. I'm a marketing genius for coaches. I help coaches create that steady stream of clients into their business and get paid for the work that you're uniquely qualified to do. I have been a coach for over 16 years and been participating in coaching programs for over 20 years now. So I'm kind of an old grandma when it comes to coaching. I am the creator of the Endotype formula, which most of you have already taken as you're watching this. That personality profiling assessment was created by a coach for you, the coaches. And it does a couple of things. It helps you understand your coaching superpower. It predicts your ideal clients based on your endotype, and it can help create amazing and powerful branding, marketing, and strategy that aligns with who you are. I also am the host of the Raving Coaches podcast, where every single week we talk about the business of coaching. And I get to interview coaches and talk to some of my favorite people and pull back the curtain on what's working for them and what's not. Today, though, is all about you. It's all about finding those small language shifts so you can attract and not repel. You might notice I didn't do a handout today, a worksheet or a handout for you to follow along. And I'm happy for you to take notes. I encourage you to take notes. But if you're like me with those worksheets and those handouts, what ends up happening is they sit around on my desk for a little while and then they usually end up in the trash. So I decided not to do one of those today. What I decided to create for you was something much more powerful. We're going to talk about that at the end. I have a powerful, no cost gift for you that's going to help you with your marketing starting today. So stay tuned for that at the end here. Let's start with the first say this, not that. And so what it's going to be is say things with smooth language rather than frictional language. In my childhood, the best week of summer was the week that mom let us get out the slip and slide. We couldn't leave it up all year because the slip and slide would like damage the grass and it would make it all die underneath. So it was really only set up for about a week. But what a slip and slide is, for those of you that maybe had a terrible childhood and don't know what it is, it's basically this long piece of plastic that you would kind of stake into the ground so it would stay put. And then you would run a sprinkler and you would wet that plastic. And you would back up 10, 20 feet, and in your swimsuit, you'd run full pace and jump onto that wet plastic. And there was no friction there anymore. And you would slide all of the way to the end and hopefully beyond, right? That was kind of the competition with the slip and slide, is to see how far you could go, even into the grass, because eventually the grass was wet and it was great. It was great. So much fun. And it worked because there was no friction. Now imagine a slip and slide, but it's made of sandpaper. A lot less fun. And you're not going to slide. You're going to, right? You're going to scrape yourself all up. It's going to be brutal going down that sandpaper slide. With your language, you're either creating a smooth, yes, entry point into your coaching business and into your products that you're offering, or you're making your clients crawl across sandpaper to get to you. Most coaches unknowingly use words and phrases that cause the potential client friction. Smooth words are things that emotionally engage your clients. They get your clients to go, yeah, 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 pulling them along emotionally. Frictional language and frictional words take them out of that emotional experience and put them right straight back into their head. That's a problem. So let's play a little game. What I want you to do is I want you to utilize your body as the barometer and pay attention to, as I ask you some of these questions, which questions have some friction on it? Which questions go from, yeah, into, I'm not sure. Let me think about that. Let me decide. So pay attention to your body, not to the head. Just notice when you go from the one to the other. Do you want more coaching clients? Have you tried and followed so carefully so many marketing strategies and limited mixed results? Are you still trying to understand and to figure out how to market yourself? Are you an ambitious coach who's driven by a desire to help people step into their fullest potential? Did you feel it on that last question? A little bit of a ambitious coach driven by the desire to help people get well. Yeah, I guess yes, I would be. There was a moment that you had to think there. That's frictional language. Let's try it again. Do you care about people? Yeah, that's why you became a coach. Do you know your business and your coaching will help people? Absolutely. You have the proof of that. You've seen the evidence. Are you a purpose-driven leader in your own business and in the lives of other people? Purpose-driven leader is a phrase that a lot of coaches use. And yet, by putting it in there, it causes you to come out of the yes, yes, into the yeah, okay, yeah, I guess so. Let's try one more time. Are you somebody who is working on your business weekly, if not daily? If I can provide you with help today on your marketing, would you like that? Are you motivated to change what's broken in your business? Ugh, that last question just creates this drop in energy, right? It's friction. Where are you creating friction in your world? Utilizing phrases like high achieving, leaders, ready for change, committed, they create friction. Now, I'm not saying there's never a right place for them, but I have challenged the coaches that I work with multiple times. They want to say, I work with high achieving women. And I say, do they identify themselves that way? I don't know. At one point in my life, somebody called me ambitious. Laura, you're just really, really ambitious. And that's why this thing is happening. And I thought, I ambitious? The reality is, friends, I've started 5 businesses and I've operated them to profitability. I've written 2 books. I have a podcast with 170 episodes. I've created courses and I do workshops and I have clients and I raise a couple of kids. Yeah, I guess ambitious is a way to describe all that. But you know what? In my head, it's not how I described myself. Hardworking? Yes. Um, right? Like business owner? Yeah. Ambitious wasn't a title that I took on. So, how many of us are utilizing little phrases on ways of describing our clients that we think are compliments, but really cause them to have to say, am I really a high achieving leader? Probably not, right? Because they're dealing with their own insecurities. Asking people if they're ready, asking people if they're serious about growth. I've seen that language on a website. That takes them out of this emotional experience, right? How many times do you think, and this is an audit that I want you to do and take a look at your own website, do you have on there in your little like connect now? Are you ready for change? Are you ready for talk? We think about, I see it all the time. I've used it myself. Are you ready? Causes people to question whether or not they're ready instead of assuming, yeah, they're ready. That's why they're on my website. That's why they've read this far. Instead of assuming that their next step is going to be to want to connect, we say, are you ready? Well, then let's connect. Are you ready? Causes them to go, oh, you're right. I'm in that other coaching program. And then I have that book that I haven't finished reading. And summer's coming soon. I'm probably not ready. I'll circle back. Little things that are causing big friction. What's the opposite then? What is the smooth language? Smooth languaging is going to be talking about their experiences, talking about their frustrations in their own words, not as you see it, right? High achieving leader, but in their own words. Real life scenarios of your clients, things that they already know about themselves. That's so key. So think about somebody who's considering uh, a weight loss coach. Smooth language would be, have you struggled with your weight all your life? Yes. Do you feel uncomfortable going into the gym? Yes. The first time I went into the gym, I wore as much coverage as I possibly could because I didn't feel like I belonged there. Heavy sweatpants, heavy t-shirt. And within the first 15 minutes, I was so uncomfortable, just hot, that I wanted to leave and run. Have you ever experienced that? Yes. See, we're pulling them in. A better and longer life with your loved ones is possible, even without going to the gym. Tell me more. See, it pulls them like that slip and slide in the backyard. They just slide right into the call, into your offer, and into your program. Use smooth language, not frictional language. That's lesson number one. Lesson number two that we're going to talk about is say things about your clients, not about yourself. Now, this might seem really super obvious, and yet I do website audits all the time, and I get on there and it's all about the coach, the coach, the coach. It's a very normal habit that most coaches develop. And I have a theory on why. I think it's because we've spent a lot of our lives not in our own coaching business, but rather in employment. And in employment, when you went to go get a job, when you wanted to get hired, you created a resume, you created a certification, you went and did an interview where you talked about yourself, and you got hired. And so we're taking what we know and what's always worked for us in the past, and we're bringing it into a whole new environment. And so you go onto your website and you say, I'm certified in, here's the things that I've been through, I'm passionate about, my mission is, I believe, my framework is. None of those things are wrong. I like for you to have a mission and a framework and whatever you want, but they're not why someone hires you. So they're bad marketing. Your client is not sitting there thinking, well, I hope I find somebody certified today. They're thinking about the problem they have. They're thinking, why can't I stop overthinking and go to sleep at night? Why do I keep repeating this same pattern of bad relationships? Why does this feel harder for me than it does for everyone else? Is there something wrong with me? That's what your client is thinking. And so that's what we need to be talking about and saying in our marketing and on our website. When it comes to sharing your story, right? We've been told that a lot in marketing, which is great, sharing your story, but only to the extent that it helps them trust and understand you. Only to the extent that they then believe you've walked in their shoes and you get them. When your marketing centers around you and your story and your certifications and your framework and your mission, then it feels like a speech that you're giving to them and not like an invitation. It's when your marketing centers around them, their thoughts, their fears, their frustrations, it feels like recognition. It builds the bridge of trust between you and your client. Oh, you're like me. Yeah, I am. Oh, we can meet in the middle with a discovery call or with them saying yes to your offer. So here's a few shifts to give you perspective for you to take a look at in your own marketing. If you are currently saying things like, I help high achievers step into alignment. Okay. Could you say instead, do you lie awake at night replaying that conversation from 3 days ago that didn't go well? They're a high achiever outside of alignment, but you've now asked a question that they can say yes to. I'm passionate about empowering women. Cool. Good for you. Don't know why that matters to me yet. Do you keep promising yourself that you're going to start holding boundaries, but then you never do? Teaching women how to do that, that's empowering them, right? But it's about them, not about you. Or my mission is to transform coaches in their business. I could say instead, imagine your business 5 years from now. Really close your eyes and think about it. What do you want it to look like, to feel like? What do you want to be doing at that point? Now imagine 5 years from now, and nothing has changed from what it is today. See, that drops in. That's about them. That propels them to want to talk more, to want to create change. So here's exercise number 2 that I want you to do. I want you to go to your own website right now. And I want you to take a look. Is your homepage more about you or more about your clients and what they want? Even as you tell stories about you, are they told from the perspective of, this is what my clients are experiencing, and I've experienced it too, so I'll share this little piece of my own story or of my own bio? Is there a whole bunch of credentials, framework, and right info about you? Or is it those emotional statements that pull your client forward, information about them? Take a look and let me know. I'd be interested to hear. The third thing, the third way, right, that we need to stop saying this, we need to start saying things that sound different. Have a differentiator. Start saying things different and stop saying buzzwords. Buzzwords creep into our language as coaches because we oftentimes hang around groups of other coaches, right? And so we hear this and we hear that, and we're looking at this coach's website, and oh, I like how they said this, and we hang out. There also is just coach speak that creeps in of different terms that we utilize, but that other people don't. And it happens with all I was talking to my chiropractor the other day. He said, yeah, sometimes I forget I have to explain it like I'm explaining it to a child. That's what it feels like to me. But I've done years and years and years of schooling. And so the way I think is very simple. Like if I explain it where he thought it sounded simple, it doesn't sound simple to us because we haven't done years and years and years of study on our skeletal structure. Buzzwords creep in. And there's a story, some of you may have heard it, especially if you listen on my podcast. I tell it frequently about the time that I was sitting with my mom last year, and we were watching this commercial on TV. And this person stepped up to the edge of this beautiful canyon, and she had her phone and she was doing a live. And she said, "Hey, fam, I'm just really here grounding in nature and just really appreciating this so that I can take some time to journal and manifest abundance." And she was talking, and I said to my mom, I said, "Oh, she's a coach." And my mom said, "How do you know that?" And I said, "Well, that's coach language, right? All of us can appreciate that it's an exaggerated form of coach language, but manifest and grounding in nature and holding space, and um, it's coach language." And my mom said, "Laura, those aren't real human words." My mom, who still is an excellent candidate for coaching, who her whole life had expendable income that she could have spent on coaching, who had problems that she could have had fixed with coaching, she would have been an ideal candidate. But how many of you would she have hired if you were using what she termed not real human words, but rather coach speak words. See, we have this false sense that what we're saying makes sense because when we go hang out with a group of our peers and we're like, I've really been journaling to be able to manifest abundance. And they're all like, yeah, man, rock on. Good for you. But when we go into a coffee shop of just regular folks and we would say something like that, it's not human language to them, it's buzzwords. So think about your introduction. This is why I wanted you to bring your introduction, your 60-second introduction today. Think about what it is that you say when you introduce yourself. And then ask yourself, one, would Laura's mom understand this? And two, on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being very similar and 5 being very different, how similar is your introduction to what other coaches say? If you're a weight loss coach, are there other weight loss coaches that are introducing themselves the same way? If you're a leadership coach or if you're a marketing coach, on a scale of 1 to 5. Now, if you're unclear, we can absolutely tell you what I think. But the other thing that you can do is ask a few of your good business besties. When I say this, on a scale of 1 to 5, how different is it from everyone else? You want it to be different. You want to be able to explain what it is that you uniquely do. Part of that, a clue to that, is hidden in your endotype coaching superpowers. That's why I wanted you to be able to look up your endotype coaching superpowers before the class today. So take a minute, open up your profile and look for that little circle that says your coaching superpowers and read what you uniquely are designed to do. And then consider, how do you do that with your clients and solve a problem that they want solved? Can you wrap some of those superpowers into your introduction? That's the magic little pocket, explaining what you do differently, explaining it with your superpowers, but don't forget that last piece. It has to be in real human language, and it has to be those emotional words that move our clients forward. It's tricky because it has to be that smooth and understandable language. So let's think about it for a second. In a group setting, in a networking setting, there are people, I think of some of the women's networking groups that I am a part of. There are women there that want to lose weight. Absolutely. So are you selling weight loss or are you selling gut health? I help women lose weight by focusing on their gut and getting their microbiome. I don't care about my microbiome. I care about my booty and the size of my pants. There are women in that women's networking group who are perimenopausal, who are menopausal, who want hormone balance. Are you selling balancing hormones or are you selling gut health? I help women who are over 40 and, busy moms, busy in their life to be able to balance out their hormones through gut health and their microbiome and balancing things out. And I have this cleanse that I'm starting soon. That's not what they want to buy. I understand that in your circle, gut health and microbiome, those are the buzzwords of that industry. And it excites you and it's exciting for you. But if it's not what your clients want to buy, if what your clients want to buy is weight loss, then let's talk about weight loss. And if what your clients want to buy is hormone health, then let's talk about hormone health. And if what your clients want to buy is brain function, let's talk about brain function. The solution to all three might be gut health, which you can help them with once they join your program. But you don't need to talk about it if that's not what they want to buy. See, your introduction isn't your opportunity to educate them on your unique perspective. Your introduction is your opportunity to attract them, as is all of your marketing. Get them to take that next step forward on that giant slip and slide into your offer. And then once they're there, you can help them fix their gut microbiome. So today we've covered 3 shifts. We've talked about sounding professional. I work with high achieving leadership coaches instead of clear. We've talked about helping people to recognize themselves. Instead of talking about your own credentials, start talking about them so that they can say, yeah, that's me. Oh my gosh, she knows me better than I know myself. That's what your marketing should be able to do. And we've talked about the buzzwords, using real human language and not the buzzwords of your industry or the buzzwords of coaching. This is the part where most coaches realize they have a little bit of work to do. That it's not about the other marketing advice that they've been getting of just post more and post more consistently and say more and be more clear in your niche and get more. No. How to use AI to create more content. No. Because you can create more content that is about the things not to say, right? AI is only going to work with what you give it. And if you've still been giving it all of this content about high achieving leaderships and about the microbiome and about your certifications, it's only going to create more content about that. And it's still not working. It might be easier to create the content, but it's content that isn't going to work. So you've had some awareness moments, hopefully, today. And that's step number 1. Step number 2 is to start really getting clear about the changes you need to make. And this is where that free gift that I was telling you about comes in. One of the things that I'm going to send to you is I'm going to send to you an AI prompt that will audit your website and your social media. Would that be helpful? It's going to audit it for the exact frictional language, buzzwords, talking about you, the things that we've talked about here today. It's going to go through and point it out in your marketing right now so that you know where it exists. I'm going to send that to you via email. And so what you may have to do, depending on which version of AI that you have, and we'll include some instructions, you might be able to just drop your website and drop your social media link and say, scan through these utilizing this prompt. Thank you very much. And it'll give you some information back. If you're using more of like the free versions, what you may have to do is just copy and paste your website. So, right, just scroll over it all, copy it, paste it in. This is my website content. Use this prompt to scan and give me feedback. And then drop the prompt in. Similar with your social media. You might have to pull several social media posts and then have it be able to take a look at that. But it's a powerful AI prompt that will right? It'll be like an additional set of eyes. And AI can only do what AI knows how to do and what you tell it to do. I see a lot of people right now that are utilizing AI to help them with their marketing, and it's just churning out worse marketing. Because AI will give you, with that prompt, you'll be able to see the places that you need to fix, but you can't just say, fix it. Because it doesn't know what you uniquely do. It doesn't know the problems that your clients want to have solved. And it's likely you may not know what they are either yet. What's the deep root problem? Gut microbiome? Cool. What's the surface level problem? Maybe it's weight loss. What's the middle fear or shame-based problem that's going to cause them to buy? That's going to help you create that smooth language. See, a lot of coaches don't know and can't articulate those three problems clearly and without using buzzwords. I've created for you a really fantastic course called Why Can't I Get Clients? Or why can't I get clients is the second half. Why does nobody get what I do? It takes you through those three problems, prompts, and reflection to be able to help you get clear on what your clients want to buy from you and then how you need to start saying it to them. It'll help you transform your introduction in any networking group, and it becomes the foundation and the framework for all of your marketing going forward. That course, regular cost is $349, I believe. And this is the point where if I had all my tech working today, I'd drop you the link. But what I realized about 45 minutes before this call is I don't have all my tech working. So I'm going to send you the link via email. You do not have to be perfect to run a workshop, friends. And that course, powerful course, is going to be able to help you get so much clarity. So you've identified the problem in your website. You're going to have some clarity around the problem, and that's going to be helpful for you. The third thing that I'm going to offer you, and the third step that I think all of us really need, is to be able to have a mirror, to be able, especially if you're a verbal processor, like myself, I'm a verbal processor. You need somebody who you can talk over these changes with, somebody that you can run by the changes and here's what I was thinking and get really great feedback. AI, I know everybody thinks AI can do that for you, but they really, really can't. AI will tell you what you want to hear. I had one of my coaches who was utilizing AI and used AI to help write this whole big, long marketing piece. And then she set it down for a little bit. She came back to it and she read it over and she was like, this is too complicated. And so she said to AI, don't you think this is too complicated and hard to understand? Oh, what a great catch. It is complicated and hard to understand. AI had just written it for her. AI is only going to do what you tell it to do. You need a real thought partner. And that's where one of my CSI calls might come in handy. My CSI calls, that stands for clarity, strategy, and impact. It's a 90-minute session where we'll take your current website and the things that AI has told you need to be changed. We'll take maybe what you learned while going through the course or what you learn about your clients, what you already know about your clients. And we're going to create and dive deeply into the work that only you can do and how you can clearly express that to others. Where in your marketing, not just your messaging, but maybe it's your offer, maybe it's how you're going about your strategy. Are you not building what I call that bridge of trust, standing authentically in who you are? This is what I'm about, and this is what I want to do. And here's where my clients are. Now we create marketing, branding, design, messaging, strategy that connects us to those and helps our clients to trust us that we can solve the problem, trust us enough to give us their money and create a steady stream of clients into your business. The CSI call is a great opportunity for that. So I'm going to provide you some information about the CSI call. And for those that are interested, I'm going to do a little bit of a bundle deal. So my CSI call normal full price is $4.99. It's going to stay that price, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you that $349 course for free. That course is very helpful for you to do before we get on our strategy call, our CSI call, because we're going to be able to get so much deeper and so much more nuance and get so much clearer in the marketing shifts that you need to do. If you need a thought partner because you're a verbal processor and you need to figure out how to say what your clients want to hear instead of utilizing the same old things you've been saying, this is a great opportunity for that. So I'm going to send that out in an email to you. Everybody here today gets the AI prompt, and so you'll get that. And I will also send you some follow-up information about ways that we can continue to work together. I hope this has benefited all of you today. I'm going to shut off the recording and we'll take any questions that might exist. And if you're watching this as the replay and you have some questions, feel free to send me an email. I love that. Thanks for joining us today.